You know, I think Toyota has hit a home run with the 2024 Tacoma. Because what's wrong with it? You know, I remember when it first came out, there was a lot of dislike, to put it lightly, out there about this new truck. First of all, the appearance of it. I mean, look how aggressive this truck looks. Now, first of all, let me say there are a few mods that I've done. I should point out, because if you buy this truck stock, obviously it's not going to look just like this one. And not to say this is the best one, although in my opinion, I think it is, but it's my truck. I'm biased. First of all, on the front end, of course, I had painted the emblem up there. I put some lights in it. I added the D-ring brackets in the front there. A bit of a job with the cross member, I gotta say. I also changed the wheels and tires. Initially, when I had the lift done, and it does have a level lift on it, it was brought up in the front to level out the truck. If you didn't know, Toyota Tacomas always come with a point down effect, if you will, a rake. They are always pointing down. I don't like that look on any Tacoma. I don't care what year it is. I just think it looks better. So I did change the wheels and tires. When I first did that, I went with the TRD Pro Black, and then the same tires that are on it now, which are the Falcon Wild Peak AT3Ws. What I found is when I did that, I didn't have enough wheel poke, or tire poke, if you will, outside of the fender wells. And I know this can be a bit of a controversial topic, but I like it this way. I think it gives the truck a more aggressive stance. It just gives it a better look off of the front. I mean, look how tough that truck looks, especially with the venting in the side of the front fenders. I think it's awesome. I took the side steps off because, frankly, it's an illusion. When you get rid of the side steps, it raises the truck. Not in reality, of course, but to the eye. The only issue in doing that, you see that dirt accumulates on that kind of weld area or lip that's underneath. You have to keep that clean, otherwise it just kind of stands out like it does on my truck. And frankly, I need to hit it again. It looks like it's pretty dirty. But anyway, I love the look of the truck without the side steps on it. Of course, they have their place. If you need them to get in and out of the truck, then obviously you should have them. The best ones are always the running board type, the flat board type. But the best looking ones, I think, are the Predator, which are just the single steps in the front and the back. Speaking of the back, I did add a tonneau cover to mine. Changes the look, of course. I mean, you put this big black cover on here, and it's going to obviously change the way the truck looks. Personal preference, I've also had a sport bar on the truck before. That is sitting right up there in the lift on my garage. I like it both ways. This obviously is much more functional, although I will say it is not waterproof. I have yet to find any tonneau cover that is. The best ones that I've had were the Tiger type, that are the vinyl ones that trifold and just sit on top like this one does. Those are the best ones that I've ever had as far as waterproofness goes. Waterproofness, is that a word? Well, you know what I mean. This one is definitely not. Further on the back, it came with the Tacoma lettering in the tailgate. A good look for the truck, I think. There are a myriad of different colors and things you can get out there. Black, for the most part, has always been the best, unless you have a black truck, and then I would go with red lettering in there. I added the D-rings in the back. Those are just brackets that bolt onto the frame piece that's under there, so they are functional if you ever need to tow yourself out of somewhere. And then you might notice the light inside the hitch receiver. I put that in. What it does, when I hit the brakes, it flashes, and it also lights up when the brakes are depressed, and also functions as a backup light. When you put it in reverse, that turns white and just helps light everything up here behind the truck. Now, how has the truck been doing? I haven't had any issues. There were a couple of hiccups when it first came out. Of course, we had the shutter problem. And if you're not aware, there are shutters behind the grill up here in the front. I'm sure you can't see them. They're right behind here. They're actually attached to this front grill part, which, by the way, makes it a real pain if you're going to change the grill out. there was a time when those were sticking. I had heard, unverified, that it's because the hardware actually rusted. They used bolts or something, I don't know, and that's why they failed. They have since remedied that, and it was only a small number anyway. Probably the biggest thing right now is the transmission TSB. There were a limited number of early produced Tacomas that had some sort of transmission issue, but very, very limited, equating to 0.00017% at the time of the Tacomas that were out there. I have heard of a few people that have had the problem. Toyota, of course, is Toyota. They're going to stand behind the product, particularly when it's a brand new Tacoma. Their bread and butter. They're going to stand behind that in the truck market, and they've replaced the transmissions out there, obviously, that have had troubles. Mine is included in that VIN range. I've not had any problems with the transmission whatsoever. No slippage, no hard shifting. A few of the symptoms, or a couple of the symptoms that I've heard. Nothing like that in mine. It's been spot on, no problems. One other or two other things I want to point out. That was a Corvette starting behind us there, if you heard that. Not my truck. Two more things I want to point out that differentiate mine, I guess, from stock. I did put the mirror covers on in black. These are OEM parts. I just like the look of it myself. Again, a matter of preference. And then I did add overlays on the door handles to black those out, if you will, just kind of to carry through the sort of blacked out theme of the truck. I mean, we do have the smoked or tinted front lights here. Kind of goes on down the side of the truck, including the tires. They're black, right? As well as the tonneau cover that I have on. I just think it's a good look. One other, the front windows are tinted. I do go 20% on my tint. It's not legal, but it's not a primary offense, I don't think. It's probably not something that's going to get you pulled over. However, beware, if you do go with something on yours that's not legal, the tint, and you have inspections that you have to do, in other words, you're in an inspection state or county, they're probably going to make you take that tint off before they'll approve your vehicle. I had that happen on a Jeep Gladiator, but I, of course, was aware that I had put tint on that was not legal, so don't be surprised if you go ahead and sign that paper that acknowledges you're aware. You may have to pull that off if you ever have any kind of an issue. Otherwise, the truck has been spot on. I haven't had any problems with mine. Certainly nothing that I'd have to take it back to the dealership for. I think it is a winner for Toyota. I think it is a home run hit. The truck is awesome. No problems, nor do I expect there will be. The last thing, power. A lot of people have a problem with the 4-cylinder turbo. This is the most, I guess, aggressive Toyota that I've ever had as far as Tacomas go. Plenty of power for acceleration, plenty of torque, which makes the truck absolutely fun to drive. Leave a comment. Let me know if you've picked up the 2024. Do you agree it's a home run for Toyota? I'd just be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.